I'll give you a couple of minutes. Why is it tilted like that? Just waiting. Don't make me sing a song. Oh, there's a few people here now. Can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. Yeah, beautiful. Cortina 64, thank you. Things are good. I'm doing this on my mobile phone, so it's nice and close. I can read it because I'm old. So yeah, excuse that. It'll come in fast, loud and clear. Eric, hello mate from Brisbane. Ray, can you hear me? Thank you. Is anybody? Bozzy. Good stuff. So anyway, I thought I'd do a little live because I haven't done one for a long time, and given everyone an opportunity to ask questions, I guess. I haven't done a lot of content on car building because I just haven't had the opportunity. Went to Perth, as you know, spent some time with DJ. That was really cool. And then last weekend I was away for footy for about a week. So yeah, and then this weekend I just wanted to do some cleaning up, but it's been raining all day today, so I didn't get that done. Hey guys, where am I? Walsh, Duo Walsh, hey mate. Phil, Sally P, hello. So yeah, so at the moment I'm just like trying to get things sorted out, and today I had planned to go to the old school street machine. Is it street machine or old? It was an old school street machine club thing at Eastern Creek, which I was going to take the Tana down to, and it got rained out, so didn't get to go to that. And then the rest of the day was going to be cleaning out the shed, which I have started on, but it's hard. I don't want to bring stuff out in the rain, especially stuff that's raw, bare metal and all that kind of stuff. But I did get the bike shed sorted out the other day, so that's done, and that's made a massive big space in the shed. And I got a fair bit of stuff sorted out yesterday in the big shed and a few plans. So the Valiant will be down the back shed and making some content this week. So yeah, Crocodile Man, how you going, mate? So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. But yeah, I just thought I'd say g'day and touch base with you guys, meet the real me, the me that edits out all the ums and the, yeah, I'm hopeless. Not just ums. I tangle my words really bad, but anyway. Yeah. Justin, how you going? You do some awesome cars, man. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Yeah, awesome. So hit me up. What's some questions that you've got? I might or might not answer them. Cheers, mate. Good luck on the good job on the bike shed. Yeah, I've had that shed for 10 years. So I bought this house 3 months shy of 10 years ago, and my dad was like, "Oh, let me give you a little a shed to put your extra stuff in," because all I had at the time was this carport and it wasn't enclosed, and I had no shed out the back. So there was a slab there, so we put a shed there, and then I had a few mates go, "Oh, can you look after this? Can you look after that?" And it pretty much just destroyed my space in that shed. So for the last 10 years, I haven't used it for how I wanted it, and I've just been throwing my stuff over the top of their stuff and trying to put, the occasional motorbike and push bike and stuff in there. So anyway, it's all gone, and I dragged a heap of stuff out, and it's just all the bikes fit really nice. There's one more space for one more bike, which is in my house. Yeah, that's a cool bike, but I'm probably going to take it out. But yeah, so that's a massive improvement, because that big shed has just been, when the bikes are in there, it just becomes a big storage area, and I want to work in my shed with some concrete, with some light, with a fan, get some air blowing without it raining on me. Like, even if I wanted to work on the VG today, it's raining. It's not really, I can't weld in the rain and all that kind of stuff. I'll just catch up over on some comments. George Regal, what happened with the VE? Oh, okay, so I sold the VE because I knew I was getting the Tana, and I have the hard top. So I built that VE, I think it was 2017 I built that. So it was my daily for a while. It was an awesome car. You can get in that and drive that wherever you wanted to. And I didn't really want to sell it, but you can't keep them all. My daughter, for some strange reason, really loved that car. So I did have to ask for permission to sell it, and she was cool with that. She likes the big 57 now, so that's not going anywhere at the moment. But yeah, that's what happened to the VE, and I sold it to a mate of mine's mate, and he loves it. He's done a bit of work on it, and yeah, he's local, but I haven't seen it around. So anyway, what do we got? Seiji, when is the next update on the Harley? Well, I can show you the Harley now. I don't know if you saw my last video, mate, but I got some new rocker boxes, which are shovel head. So they're going on it. I've just been waiting for parts. I did a deal with a mate of mine for a heap of, he wanted to buy all the leftover stuff that I wasn't going to use, and he had some forward controls, because I want to put the mid controls on. I had the forward controls. He wanted to put forward controls in his bike, and I wanted the mids. So I finally got the mids so I can put my floorboards, because I'm trying to make this bike as old school as I can. I like vintage bikes, and I've said it before, I'm not into modern Harleys or big custom Harleys. It's just not my scene anymore. I used to do it a lot. But yeah, we'll have a look at the Harley in a minute. But it's coming. What do we got? Andy, g'day. Humid. Well, it's not humid today because it's been raining, but it will be humid tomorrow if the sun comes out, definitely. You're in Perth, are you, Crocodile Man? When am I starting back on the Tana? So I have a 5-speed box. There's going to be a bit of evolution on the Tana. So I don't want to change the body on it right now, because, you know, I did that full series and a lot of people want to see it, and I've taken it out a few times, and today was going to be another time where people better come and look at it. But I just want as many people to see it that have appreciated the build. And once, you know, I'm sort of thinking at the end of the year, I've got the VG to build, and I want to build my little hot rod that's in the shed, the coupe, and obviously finish the Harley. So I'm thinking once I've done those 3 projects, which, you know, I don't muck around when it comes to building, so they won't take too long. At end of the year, 3rd quarter of the year, I'll probably start pulling the Tana apart and doing that 2-door conversion. I've got most of the stuff now to do it, but yeah, there's no rush. What do we got? Oh, but I was going to say the 5-speed gearbox, that's going to be a video soon, because I don't like the 3-speed, especially with the big cam. It really needs more gears. Wayne, hey mate. West Oz, g'day from Nuggetland. Hey mate. What do we got here? Woolham Man, I think so. Sheds and trailers always make a bloke popular. Mate, I don't tell anyone I've got a car trailer, so I don't tell anybody, but I bought a car trailer 2016 because I was borrowing them all the time, and I always needed one. So I thought, you know what, me and my mate both wanted one, so we done a 2 for deal with this trailer mob. And it wasn't cheap, but it wasn't too expensive, brand new. And I think within 12 months, I made probably 100 new friends, and my trailer was pretty much destroyed by the end of that 12 months. And then someone close to me jackknifed it and totally bent it up. So I was using it a bit like that, but yeah, recently I fixed it all up. But yeah, I don't lend my trailer out anymore unless you're super close and you respect it. But yeah, you do make friends with sheds and trailers. What do we got? Oh, I said to my mate, another mate of mine bought a car trailer recently, and I said, don't lend it out, man. And he lent it out to somebody who lent it out to someone else and wrecked it. Don't lend your car trailers or your tools. What do we got? What did you do with the stuff in the bike shed? So the tyres and stuff went in my big shed. I've got a bit of a tyre area in there. So as I was making room, bringing stuff out of the big shed into the bike shed, I was able to stack stuff into the other shed where it's supposed to be, and a lot of stuff that I didn't really need anymore, like kids' bikes and bits and pieces and old tyres. I've just made a big pile. And yesterday I put a heap of stuff, metal, loads of metal out on the front nature strip and put a net up, and most of that's gone. I don't know if you can see my head. I split my head open doing it yesterday. Blood everywhere. I'll show you a photo, but I don't know how to add a photo. Yeah, cracked it really hard. So that, what was it? Was that the front chassis off that VG that I got off Coops? I was cutting that in half and keeping one side of the chassis rail. Or actually, didn't cut it in half. I cut the chassis rail, and then the whole thing where I cut it flipped up and just whacked me straight in the head. And yeah, it was a good hurt actually. It wasn't like a dead blow, it was really sharp. And yeah, anyway. And then I had a guy come around because I put some stuff on Pay It Forward, on our local Pay It Forward page up here. And the guy came around about 20 minutes after I'd cut myself open and I had blood all over me. And I'm like, mate, don't worry about the blood. He goes, are you all right, mate? You go. I said, I'm fine, mate, I'm fine. And then I had to get ready to go out, so yeah. So yeah, the bike shed, that's what happened in there. Tony, appreciate that. We're at the same stage. Hardtop needs a lot of work and my shed is cooked, no room to move. Yeah, the hardtop does need a lot of work, but it doesn't. It's kind of, the rust repairs are fairly minor, and the modifications that I'm doing to the body with the tubs, it's half done. So once I get it down the back, I'll be able to finish that off, do the rust repairs. And then as far as the paint goes, I'm just matching the patina and the paint like the back. And then I've got a Pacer stripe kit for it. So I'm just gonna make it look like a Pacer, but it'll just be a tribute to a Pacer, but like an old rescued one, not a restored one. I don't do restored cars. I've had all flashy paint jobs because I've done it in the past, and everyone I've done has got damaged by someone bashing it with a door or something falling on it. I built this really cool XL Falcon Ute years ago. Perfect. Had a mate who was a panel beater. He's the guy I learned off. File finished the whole car pretty much. Then another mate 2-pack painted it, had it all trimmed by a trimmer friend of mine. So it was like brand new. And I was driving it. My boy was only little. He was a baby. He's 25 now. I was driving around Penrith. Stop licking. Hey. I was driving around Penrith and the engine bay caught on fire. A hose blew off the carburettor and engine bay caught on fire in the middle of Penrith. And stop it, mate. Yeah, so burnt all the bonnet. But you know, the funny thing was, there's a story there. Here I am. My boy's in the front because the baby seat's in the front in the ute. You can do that. Cars burst into flames at a major intersection in Penrith. If you know Parker Street, part of the Northern Road, it was where the old speed camera used to be, just there. So it's burst into flames. I've put the car in, well, was it a manual? It was an auto. Put the car in park, handbrake on, jumped out of the car, ran around to the other side to get my boy out, who's a baby, locked in his little seat. And as I'm getting him out, because it's like the car's on fire, as I'm getting him out, I bumped his head on the roof because it's, you know, he's higher up in the car. So he's screaming, he's scared, and my car's on fire. I had a fire extinguisher in it, but so I'm holding my baby, smoke coming out of the front of the car. I'm reaching to I've got a fire extinguisher in my hand, and people are beeping their horn at me, telling me to get off the road. And you know what, that was really sad. The only person that stopped to help me was a lady. She come and held my baby while I put the fire out. So Bit off track, but that's why I don't do shiny paint jobs, stuff like that. I've had plenty of them and it's just disappointing. The Model A though, out the back, the coupe, I've got a plan for that and I'll let you in on that. I want to build that like I've wrecked a restored car. So that coupe is just made out of stuff I've collected over the years. It's just the junk that people didn't want. And so I'm going to paint it like in a vintage style paint, really good condition, like it's been restored, but it's going to be channeled, it's going to be hot rod, and hopefully it annoys a lot of restorers because I like doing that. What do we got here? John Kerr, you've been an inspiration, Paul. My VG hardtop is slowly getting some work done to it. Thanks. No worries, man. I'm getting that a lot. A lot of people are inspired, and that just makes it all worthwhile. It really does. It's unreal. Devnull in Perth. Hey, mate. Oh, no. Yeah, Perth. Northern Corridor. What do we got here? Liam. Hey mate, so awesome to see the build series on the Tana after seeing it driving in Kalgoorlie. Stepdad's restoring a LJ 4-door. How cool, that's awesome. Yeah, up the valves, Dave. You never own your own trailer unless you're a welder. True story. I've had to weld it up so many times. The first year, my mates cracked the chassis in it, you know. And then it was funny, once I stopped landing that trailer out, I don't hear boo from them anymore, which is, it's funny but sad at the same time. What do we got? A few guys having a chat to each other. How's my rails? Are you talking to me? If you're talking to me, the rails on the hardtop are pretty good. There is a repair near the steering box, but they've pretty much all got that. But here we go. A lot of conversations going in here. G'day from Gravesend, Australia. Diecast Salvage in Gravesend. G'day, mate. Automotive Carnage. Hey, buddy, how you going? I'm probably well behind on these. Try and catch up. Sorry, guys. Here we go. Right, I've caught up. A few guys having a chat. But yeah, more questions. Stubby holders. Oh, yesterday you guys killed me. Was it yesterday? Friday. I mentioned that I had a few shirts left and it's going to be the last run of these guys. Not the last run of this logo, just the last run of these guys. And I pretty much sold out. I think I've got, if someone hasn't bought them now, I had a ton of shirts and I've got 2 XXL shirts left. And I said to everyone that I was going to give everyone a sticker, one of these stickers that I'm not releasing yet. And I ran out of stickers to give away. I've sold that much stuff. So last night I had to reorder a whole heap more stickers so I could chuck some stickers in. So I'm going to do the postage in order of when they were put in to make it fair. So if your delivery is taking a little bit longer, it just means you're down the line because I'm waiting for the stickers, and the stickers come within, they'll be here next week. So you'll hopefully get the stuff end of the week, early next week. So yeah, I've got a lot to pack and post. That's a lot of work. So that's going to be one of tomorrow's jobs, especially if it's raining. Let's see. Anything and everything is repairable. Yep. Yeah. So what's next? What can I tell you? Oh yeah, stubby holders. I've got a few of them left. Hats are just about sold out. I'm blown away. So Old Skool Only is a brand that I started, and that logo, there's an original logo, and then I've modified it when I started doing blacksmithing. And you'll see on the current logo, there's a dude with a big hammer and an anvil next to the hot rod. The original one had a Model A Woody, which is the cowl off that pickup that I built. I've had that for a long time and it's changed a lot over the years. And the initial plan of that was to build a Woody. And I still would like to build a Woody one day, but that was my original logo, which it was the mid 2000s that I made that. And I had a little, on the side, little hot rod business that I tried to get going, building hot rods and customs. I used to do a bit of artwork and pinstriping, all that kind of stuff. And I started selling shirts and stuff like that then. And yeah, so it's been around for a long time. Where was I going with that? I can't remember. But yeah, the logo's been around for a long time, and so was Old School Only. What have we got? Mate, I was just looking up old cars one day and come across the story of the Tana. Wow, love it. Have been following since. Thanks, Robert. Can you tell me more about the motorbike project? Suddenly wasn't gonna be covered. Oh, why? Yeah. So who did that? Did someone just gave me some money? Stop it. Thanks. I really appreciate it, but you don't have to do that. So what happened with the Harley? So I'll tell you what happened with the Harley. It's a difficult one. So it was pretty much how I sold it online. Like I put on the thumbnail that it was junk, and my logo, or one of my phrases that I've used for ages, which I got off an old mate of mine, Sonny, is he was like, just turning junk in the cool. And I ran with that for years. So I've been saying that for 20, 30 years, turning junk in the cool. So I was introducing that, turning junk in the cool, and I had a little arrow pointing to the bike junk. And my mate who I bought the bike off got really offended, and you know, he thought I was calling his bike junk. And anyway, so the best thing I could do was go, you know what, my mateship's more important. So I took it down, and everything's cool with him, but it is what it is. And you know what, I always say, look after your mates. That's what happened to that one. So still going to be doing it. I'm just not doing a full. I just don't want to bring attention to it, bring attention to him or anyone else. So anyway, what do we got here, mate? I was just looking at, I saw, read that one. Tech Bits New Zealand, NP, sorry, I'm dyslexic. Tech Bits NZP, mate, thank you for that. You didn't have to do that. A small bit for whatever you are tinkering with, mate. That's going straight onto the builds. Blowing me away, man. Thank you very much. Will you do any blacksmithing videos in the future? Well, when I first started, I was all gung-ho on the blacksmithing, and it was about the same time that my back injury was really giving me problems. So, excuse me, I've got a real long history with my spine. And in 2017, I heard it in 2013, pretty bad. And then in 2017, I pretty much destroyed the L45. And it took a couple of years for me to get to kind of how I am now, feeling kind of normal. Long story short, blew the disc out. I had a couple of discectomies where they had to go in and clean it out. And then basically my spine, I was losing feeling in my legs. My nerves were getting crushed. And so they had to do a fusion. And people go, you got a fusion and you're playing footy. I play masters footy, old boys footy, but I still love my footy, grew up playing footy. So at the time, I couldn't really do much. And I started on the, had I started on the Valiant yet? I was doing stuff on the Valiant, my VE, I was building that, but I had to get a lot of mates around to help me do that. And I wanted to keep myself busy and occupied because I was off work. And so I'd been watching some blacksmithing stuff, making knives and stuff. I mean, oh, I might have a crack at that. So I made this little tiny forge out of a heat gun and a Weber barbecue, and made my first melted metal out of that. And I went, oh, that's cool. What did I make? I made a like a, what do you call it? A cleaver, a little cleaver. I've got it in my kitchen, and it sort of steamrolled from there. I had a little bit of train track, which I was using as an anvil. That train track ended up on that power hammer that I built. But then I started looking for an anvil. So I found an anvil pretty cheap, bought the anvil. A mate of mine was getting rid of a forge, so I got that off him, and I built the little shed out the back, the little tin shed, and I really started to get into it, and I was loving it. I was making all sorts of stuff. I had a friend selling some of my stuff at markets. I didn't really particularly want to go to the markets, but I was doing like bottle openers and drink holders and fire pokers. I made a lot of friends fire pokers and stuff. And once I started to get better, and I just got sick of making that kind of stuff, and I started using it more for making parts for the bikes or cars that I'm building. So I can go, well, I can't at the moment because it's still a mess in there. I haven't cleaned it out yet, but it's part of my toolbox. It's part of my, it's part of my inventory. It's part of my, it's a tool shed, and I can make brackets. I can make all sorts of stuff in there with the forge. So yeah, we'll definitely see some blacksmithing, but it'll be more in the building stuff for a purpose, not so much building bottle openers, unless that's what you want to see. I've got a stack of videos on that. If you go to my, what are they called? Playlist, you'll see a blacksmithing playlist, and that's all the stuff I used to do. I was involved in a competition. There was a guy in America who was Warped Legacy, and he used to do a challenge. So I used to get involved in the challenge. It was fun. We just used to make stuff. He'd say, "We want you to make this week." So we'd make it and had a bit of fun. So there's a lot of those, and they were a lot of fun. Anyway, we'll move on. Hey Byron, good on you, brother. Creating content is time consuming. My little donation is giving something back, mate. I really appreciate it. Your dream car with unlimited budget? Mine? Good question. I like a lot of cars. I grew up as a Ford man, but saying that, I like certain Holdens, I like certain Valiants, and I like certain Fords. I don't like them all. So I'm a bit of a, I like particular models in different brands. Hey, Blue, will you stop that, please, mate? My dog. Hey, bud. So yeah, my dream car. If I could have a car without a budget, there's a couple, but I think I'll give you three of them. So American car would be a '68 Dodge Charger, not in Dukes of Hazzard colours, but a '68 Dodge Charger with a nice big block or Hemi in it. That would be the ultimate. Hot rod would be an original steel 1932 Ford coupe, 3-window coupe. And Aussie car, I grew up, my uncle used to have a HG Monaro that he bought brand new. And I remember that car when I was a kid, and that's always been, I don't know, the Tana has that kind of vibe. And I think if it was an Aussie car, it's hard between like an XW or like XW GTs, but I think it'd be a HK GTS Monaro would be the Aussie favourite. Are you going to the Collecticon? I don't know about the Collecticon. I'll look into that. If I've got nothing on, I might. What do we got here? Anvil, pretty cheap. I got an anvil pretty cheap. I think I paid, it was back before they were cool. What did I pay for that? $200 or something. It's like 215 pounds, which is just like over like 95 kilos or something. It's a good size one. It was made in the 1830s, London style anvil, if you know your anvils. But yeah, I got it cheap. It was in a bit of a mess, but it works perfect. How long was I in EMT, emergency services? 28 years. What do we got? Andrew, stop it, mate. Another big donation. Brother, much appreciated. It's going straight to the projects, man. Thank you very much. Try and make this channel better for everyone. Blows my mind that people do that. What have we got? Yeah, another Footy, that's right. 428 Hemi, bugger the 404. Yeah, Hemi would be nice. You follow Para Wool. They lost. Yeah, I was just watching it, and it's the best they've played this year, but they need more direction. I don't like talking about Parramatta. I'm a mad footy fan, and I've been following Parramatta since I was a little baby, pretty much. I remember my dad, I was riding a tricycle, and Dad reckons I was riding two-wheel bikes when I was about a year and a half. So I was younger than that. I remember the tricycle. I had little knobbies on it, little red one, and on the back of the tricycle, Dad had made this Go the Eels flag. He'd stitched it up and made it all up. So that was my team. I was born in that area, and I'm loyal. You know, they go, oh, why don't you go for Penrith? Well, I wasn't born out here. I've lived out this way for a long time, but I'm a Paraman, and good or bad, they are the most frustrating team in the world. And I actually, every year I get KO, and I started KO, and then I just cancelled it the other week. I'm like, I'm not paying to watch this. If I want to watch it, it's either going to be on TV, or I can go to the local and watch it on Fox, but I'm not wasting $30 a month watching that rubbish at the moment, so it's a bit disappointing. Thank you for saving them. Keep up the great work. Looking forward to more videos. Thanks, Derek. HG Monaro is one of my dream cars too. That's Devnull, if that's how you say it. Ford, powered by Ford. What have we got? I did own a 5-litre HK GTS Monaro. Was red, white trim, nicknamed it Pipmobile. Hey, I'll tell you a story about Monaros. So I've always wanted a Monaro. I can't afford a Monaro. I can't even afford a rusty Monaro. I can't even afford a rust in the shape of a Monaro. But when I was a young bloke, they were cheap. I remember looking at Monaros, like HG, HT, HK Monaros, even HQ Monaros, the base model ones without the flute. So what are they called, a Kingswood Monaro? I don't know, can't remember. I remember looking at those because they were the cheapest, and you could get one for about $1,000, like in driving condition, probably the 6-cylinder, but Monaro. And I remember looking at some of them and not liking the colour of them. Like I saw this green one. It was like a light green that the Kingswood came out in, and it had dark green interior, which you'd all know. It had a green dash, green interior, and it was nothing wrong with it. It was a bit faded, no rust in it. It ran. It was I think it was a 1863 on the tree. It was $1,000 drive away, and I was like, nah. And I looked at a few like that and never actually got there. And I look, you know, as you get older, you just go, what were you doing? But saying that, I would have bought it, worked on it, done all the things that I want to do, and I would have sold it like everything else I've had in my life. So yeah, but I've never owned a Monaro. I'd like to. KO's a rip-off. It is. I saw something the other day. I don't know how true it is. It sort of flicked through my Facebook, and it was like getting the rugby league on, was it Netflix or Apple or Disney? I don't know. It was going to be like $10 a month or something. So if that happens, man, I'm in 100%. But $30 for one sport, I don't really watch any of the other stuff. You're right. It would be good to catch up and have a beer with you. Definitely. And I'm open to meeting people. It's hard if you're interstate, but that's why one of the reasons I want to take my car out to different shows to meet people. And the shows that I've been to, running into people everywhere, and it's so encouraging, it's so awesome. Don't ever be scared to come and say good day. I'm just a dude, and yeah, I really appreciate it. You can come and punch me in the guts if you like. But yeah, I always carry around a pocket full of stickers too, just quietly. But yeah, it'll be good to catch up with a lot of people. So that's the idea of this year with the Tana. Go out, it's a recognisable car. I can go to these events and people can come and say good day, and we'll talk about it, have a look at it. But yeah, I met a guy yesterday. What was his name? Sorry, mate, I forgot your name. I'd have to look through my messages, but one of my subscribers was interested in my seat, the front seat out of the VG, because I got the folding seat off Coop. And I met him. He came up yesterday and bought that off me. Really nice fella, him and his son. I do like meeting you guys. What do we got? I'm almost paraplegic. The parrots red-tailed. No, they're those white things, the noisy white cockatoos, I think, are they? Or whatever they are. What do we got? Big Mal's World, loving the vids, mate. Watching from South Australia. Thanks, buddy. My brother had a Monaro with Prem and Brahm bits. It was a real patchwork. Yeah, cool. A lot of them were mucked up like that. They used to flare them and everything. A lot of Monaros got flared. All the guards pumped and stuff. And we're leaving the Chevy four-door. Good question. Another good question. So this Chevy is an ex-California desert car. The story behind it was I bought it off the guy that imported it. It was in dry storage for 45 years, around 45 years. And it's got 103,000 original miles on it. There's no rust anywhere. There's surface rust, but that doesn't count. That's where the paint's worn through. That's not rust. But there's no rust holes. There's one little bit of panel damage, which there's a video of me knocking it out. But it's never been repaired anywhere. It's 100% original, apart from the 15-inch wheels and the white walls on it. My plan was always to two-door that car, but it's kind of too good of a car to do it to. I've even got a couple of stretch doors. You probably saw it in the last video. I've got a pair of stretch 57 doors, 55 to 57 doors there. But yeah, it's kind of too good of a car to do that to, really. It's just, if it was a, bit of a shit box, I'd probably do it, but it's not. So the plan is I'm going to respray it. Talking about, I don't like fancy paint jobs, but this deserves a respray. And we're going to do the roof in like that Mexican style with all the pinstriping and flake and all that kind of stuff when we get around to it. So that's the plan with the 57 at the moment, and I'll probably get it retrimmed in the original trim. It's a 150, the base model, the rare over here, and it's a cool car. I'd love to make it into a two-door, but it's just too cool of a thing. My brother and I tried to get my dad to buy a Valiant Charger, way cheap, but he didn't want a slant 6. They didn't come out with slant 6s. I don't know why they put that in there. We got you. Paul, I love your Valiant content. I've got a VG sedan Pacer Tribute. I also love my Tana's. First car was a blue metallic LC GTR 186 4-speed, blue velour inserts. Yeah, sounds nice. Michael. My first car was a LX hatchback, which I kind of fell into, I was kind of lucky doing my apprenticeship as a mechanic. I was working at a car yard, and this thing came in as a trade-in, and they were going to wholesale it, and I fell in love with it. It was, so give you an idea how old I am, the car was only 13 years old, so it was mint. Think of a 13-year-old car now. They're still like brand new if they've been looked after. And they offered it to me for $2,500. So at the time, I was actually looking for an LC. I wanted an LC, and there was, at the workshop where I worked, the detailers owned an LC, and I was trying to buy that off them for ages, and they wouldn't sell it to me. So I was always looking for an LC, and then the LX came, and it kind of trumped it. And so, yeah, I was probably the youngest dude around with a LX hatchback at the time. It was pretty cool, pretty special car. But typical me, I didn't keep it for long. Got into the V8s, and you just, in hindsight, you go, oh, I shouldn't have sold it, but man, it was a long time ago now. How's the cleanup going? It's getting there. It was raining all day today. I got a heap done on Friday afternoon and a heap done yesterday. Bike shed's done. The back shed needs still a fair bit of work in there, but hopefully tomorrow. I want that Valiant in the shed this week and put some content out in that shed. So it's going to happen. I've got a plan. I've got a couple of car bodies in there, which I'm going to put one on I'm going to make a trolley, the Model A one. So that can be mobile, roll around. And the Valiant one that's in the roof, I want to get that down and cut it up, or cut it up there. It took 4 of us to lift it up there when we got it. Anyway, once it's cleaned out, I'll be able to work that out. But yeah, that's how we're going with that. It's all happening. Blue, stop it, mate. My dog is a mad licker, and it gets a bit loud. Annoys me. Keep the Chev stock and use as a clean cruiser. Yeah. So the only thing I'm doing with the Chev that's not stock is I've got a 350 down there to put in it. When I got the exhaust built, because it had the original exhaust on it. I don't know if you've seen, I wish I kept it, I didn't. The original mufflers on those things, I don't know, 4 foot long, just the muffler, quiet, and it was all rusted anyway. So when I got it on the road, I've got a 3-inch mandrel band, single system all the way through, because everyone does a dual exhaust. I'm a bit of a non-conformist. It kind of sounds a bit like an LS, which is cool, but I said to the guy I want it to flow because I'm putting a pretty stout 350 in it. So I've got a 350 in the shed, and I've got heads, cams, all the go fast bits to put on that thing, manifold carbies. So it's got a 283 at the moment, but yeah, it'd be nice if it had a bit of stomp behind it. So that's what's happening with that, and that's going to happen this year as well. Build the motor, chuck it in. It's be 1 episode. What do we got? Spotted the doors, yeah. My first car was a AP6 Landing Tower of Power. That's the one. What do we got? Ben, hey Ben, how are ya? Which car? Our first car I had was a HT Kingswood that I could do with that. 2 fists of, wow. I'm dyslexic, sorry guys. My first car I had was a HT Kingswood. What I could do with that now for 2 fists of, yeah, I agree with you, mate. Loud and clear, g'day from New South Wales. Thanks, Graham. What do we got? Fuely hedge for smaller combustion chamber. I have I've got some alloy heads there. I don't know the specs, they're all written down, but they're good heads. My cousin's using some of them on his Corvette, and they work pretty well. I'm nearly caught up here. How's the clean going? Yeah, the clean's coming along. It's getting there, it'll be done this week. What's the story with the old TT? So that is a 87 TT 350 that I bought as a basket case. I think I paid $500 for it. It was a frame with the motor in a bucket. And I wanted to do some vintage style motocross on it, you know, dirt track, grass track kind of style racing. I grew up racing motorbikes. Getting back into that, so I rebuilt that motor and put it in there. It's unregistered at the moment, but it was registered, and it's kind of set up for racing, but I'm sort of getting a little bit old for racing now. Maybe do some stuff later on, but my knees and everything else are starting to give way, so I love my trail bikes. And the 350, I was really surprised. I had a 250 when I was a kid. It was my first road registered bike. It was almost brand new back then. The 350, the power between the difference is just incredible. They're not like a 450F or anything, but for an old school thumper, there's enough power to have fun on that 350. It's nice and heavy, but it's well weighted, corners well. But yeah, that's the TT. The YZ, g'day, love your work. Watching from Monaro, WA, Bolt Round Garage. Hey mate, Crocodile Man, you helped me with my black dog. Cheers, brother. It's a real close thing for me, the whole men's mental health. And Blue, come on, man. The men's mental health thing, I've had mates, just no warning, just go. You know what I'm talking about. And in the career that I've had, I've been to too many, and the men generally don't talk to each other. They don't they don't announce it. They just go and do it, and it's sad. And so one of the things that I've always tried to do, and I've been able to do it, thankfully, is talk to people, and I find it very healing. Even if you just got to bounce off how you're feeling, but if you keep on top of it, I feel if you keep on top of it, talking, it's a lot easier instead of going down that road of depression where you don't feel like doing anything, you can't get out of your seat, and your life's not worth living. Life is worth living. There's always stuff is temporary, and that's all I've said to myself. What's happening now is temporary, and but we just got to talk about it. So yeah, good on you, Crocodile Man. I'm glad I'm making a difference, mate, because that's kind of my intention with this whole thing. I started making videos just so I had it on record, because I've built cars for years and never videoed them. And then the Valiant, the VG was the first video that I made doing a build, and it was kind of like, oh, you know, when my kids get older and the grandkids and I'm gone, they can go back and say, oh, that's your grandpa. Anyway, that's kind of why I started doing YouTube, and it's sort of just grown from there. It was stagnant for a while because of work and other bits and pieces, but now I'm not working. It's kind of, I just want to try to make the most of it, and it gives me a purpose, because when you're not working and you've got depression or whatever you got going on, it's easy to slide down into that pit, and I'm refusing to do that. So yeah, keep myself busy, occupied, give myself some purpose. Even the merch stuff, like I'm breaking even on that, but for me, it's like having a little job. It gives me something to do. It's like I'm managing this little business with a website and stock and all that kind of stuff. And you know, post office. I had to get a post office account, and then I had to get a PO box as well. So you know, for returns and whatever else. But it's kind of like giving me something to do that's kind of like work, even though I don't need to work. Because if you don't do something, it's very, very difficult. We got love your work, watching from, yeah, I read that one. What year is the YZ? Yeah, that's an 89 YZ125. Your content is on point. Don't worry too much about always putting out stuff like clockwork. Whenever it happens is more realistic. Yeah, I agree with you, Steve. But it's the whole purpose thing. If I don't keep to the routine, I feel that I'll stop doing it, and I don't want to stop. I want to keep with the routine. The YouTube really motivates me to crack on hard. It's easy, like coming back from Perth after that whirlwind trip in November. It was kind of nice to not do something every day on the car, and that's kind of how I've been going. But to have the goal of trying to have some decent content out on a Friday, on the latest Sunday, but Fridays are good. It gives me purpose. It gives me something to do, like drive is probably the wrong word, but if you can kind of get where I'm coming from. So it makes me accountable a little bit, and yeah, I think it's healthy. But you're right, I don't need to do something all the time, but it's kind of what I want to do at the moment. What do we got? Junkified, love this mental health chat. Lost my best mate without warning when the father-in-law. Yeah. If you watch my Tirana video when I was driving back from Perth, I went to what was it, the Great Australian Bight, and I stopped there to have a look because it was the only part of that pretty much drive where you saw the ocean. And I pulled over and walked down to the cliff area and stuff to have a look, and there was that big pile of stones. That was hard, hey? That was hard because it had all the, rest in peace, and I'm just like, yeah, that was a hard part of the trip. Stuff like that affects people in different ways, but I'm pretty passionate about people living and people getting through it. And if you've got a mate that you're not sure about, go and check on them, eh? It's just, we don't do it enough. But you don't know, people can be all happy on the outside, but on the inside, there's a good chance they're hurting, and they're not going to talk about it, especially blokes, unless you pry a little bit. So just let them know that you're there. We got here champion. Johnny V. Thanks, man. I really appreciate it. John from Tassie. Hanging around. I love it. Is that Caden Cottrell? G'day, how are you? Can I tell you all something? Go for it, brother. Yeah, Devil Nod, yeah, I just spent 5 months in bed, couldn't get up. You need to find the good reason to get out of bed. It is, mate. I set my alarm every morning, even though I don't need to get up. So I have a routine and a purpose. Derek, even doing the whole cleanup thing and making new workspace is so rewarding. 100% gives you inspiration. Yeah, even just a little bit of stuff I've done in the last couple of days is just so good to have them bikes put away and in their own space and they all fit and it's not all cluttered up. Is very inspirational. Jason Cody, your vids keep us motivated too, mate. Cheers, man. Man-child, who called you that? G'day, champ. Love your channel. Keep it up. Cheers, mate. I really appreciate it. Daniel, I started my YouTube. It's a pain in the ass filming and working. It is. It is, because you just stop, film. I better film this, better film that. And yeah, you kind of get used to it. But yeah, it can be a bit of a pain in the butt. One day I hope to be motivated enough to fix the leaking head on my 6-litre intercooled turbo diesel Chev. That'd be a big job. It's probably not that big. Mechanical fuel injection on those. Jack Flash, what's the best way to get in touch with me? Well, there's 2 ways. I have an email account, which is in my description on my channel. It is oldschoolonly.com@gmail.com, which is an email I had when I had the old business, Old School Only, because I had a website, oldschoolonly.com. So that's where that comes from. So oldschoolonly.com with a K, or Instagram, you can DM me on there. Cranky Lock, good to see you on live stream. Do you have a PayPal set up? Would be happy to sling a buck or two your way to help with your build expenses. Cheers, mate. I don't really have the PayPal set up for this, but I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. Matthew, Reggie, love the channel, keep up the great work. Cheers, man. Man-child, my wife called me that, driven loads of projects across the ditch. Yeah, I kind of thought it might have been a female called you man-child. Oh, Jack Flash, I'm the guy with the chassis dyno. Yeah, cool. Nathan O'Brien, hi Paul, long-time subscriber. Yeah, I have been a long-time subscriber, mate. Love the channel. How was the process of driving across the country? Did the cops hassle you at all? So, from Perth to Sydney, I did not see one highway patrol car. All I did, I saw one in South Australia on the opposite side of the road pulling someone over. I drove all the way, 4,000 Ks, didn't get stopped, didn't even get looked at. Yeah, I probably could have run it without a permit, but yeah, I'm not that silly, but yeah. And the New South Wales permits cover every state, so you got 7 days. So yeah, it's easy as. Blue, stop it, come here. Sorry, I was saying before, my dog get down. My dog licks like a madman and it drives me nuts. But yeah, the trip was unbelievable. I can't wait to do that again. I probably wouldn't do it so fast. 5 days, and that was kind of, I could have done it in 4, but I wanted to catch up with Jay and my mate Simon. But I think the next time I do it, I'm going to take my time, because that last leg, the 10 hours from Mildura to home, I was so tired. I was hallucinating. I had to stop about 3 times to go to sleep. So I think next time I'll probably stop and enjoy it a little bit more, do some more camping along the way. And yeah, now I've done it, I kind of know what to expect. So it's going to happen again. We're talking about other cars at the moment, so we're just trying to find something that I want to put the effort into. So yeah. What do we got? Do you follow the Speed Shop? Yes, I do. Very cool. Yeah. You get the permit online. That's where you get the permit from. I do Speed Shop? Yeah. Yeah, so that's it. What are we going for about an hour? It's starting to get dark, so I might start wrapping it up. If anyone's got anything else to ask or anything they want me to show them or anything like that, all good. Yeah. Hey, bud. What do we got here? Here's one. Only trouble I had driving my HQ across was every fuel stop, everyone wants to look and talk. Yeah, same. Well, I was surprised how many people recognised me, but they were looking at, because the car, it was about, I was about 4 weeks ahead. Was I 4 weeks or three or 4 weeks ahead of where I was? So the car didn't look anything like the car that they were watching, because I think I'd just put the motor in, not even got it running when I did the trip across. And I had people come up and then they'd look at me and walk around the car and then look at me again and go, "How you going?" And they go, "Oh, is this the car off YouTube?" I go, "Yeah, I only saw you put the motor in it yesterday." So yeah, I spoke to a lot of people that they come up and recognise you, which is a bit of a spin out. It was really cool. What have we got? Keep up the effort. Cheers, man. Any more collabs? Yes, 100%. We're talking about stuff at the moment, and also talking with Byron as well from down the back shed, down the shed with Byron. Excuse me. Hi, Paul. Love your channel. Keep it up. Sorry, missed the start. We'll go back and watch it. Love the nugget. Cheers, CH Hill. Thanks, Paul. Sorry I came in late, but it's great to chat. Can't wait for more Valiant progress. I'm really pumped to get that Valiant done. Good collab for you. We'll be fixing my 6.5 litre. Yeah, no, I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, I'm going to sign off. I really appreciate all you guys watching, all 4 of you. We're going to do some shirts. I've had some really cool names, ideas for the shirts. So you 4 that you know who you are, we'll have some shirts. What's this? Sorry, there's another one here. Been a pleasure to meet you via YouTube, Johnny. Thanks, Johnny. And we'll be around for the duration. All the best to you and keep well. Cheers, John. Thanks, mate. Mope or no car. Have a great night. No worries. Cheers, guys. And I'll see you on Friday with some content on the Valiant. How's that sound? Good on you. Good on you, Matt. See ya. How do I stop this now? I don't know. And